Hey everybody, Otaku Hedgehog here, and I want to upload this video to give all my wonderful followers a heads up of what's going on in my life, and just letting you guys know that I'm sorry to say, but I need to take a long, hard break from YouTube due to some personal issues going on with me. Now, I know I already said this in my Sonic vs. Mario debunk video that I'm going to have to take a break from YouTube because I'm going back to school and I need to focus on my schoolwork and whatnot. But it's come to my attention that I can't just manually take a break. I actually have to physically block YouTube from my life because shortly after uploading my Sonic vs. Mario debunk video, I want to advertise it a bit and get some opinions from some fellow Sonic fans, what their thoughts of my debunk were, and because of that, I left myself vulnerable to attack by some Mario fans, which really got under my skin. Again, I wanted to give a heads up, this is an unscripted video, so sorry if I sound scatterbrained in some parts of my video. Anyway, after uploading my Sonic vs. Mario debunking video, I tried advertising it a bit on the official Mario vs. Sonic Death Battle YouTube page, and I was attacked and bullied by a user by the name of Dr. Cortex, who I told I really didn't want to argue with. I just wanted to post my debunk video and get opinions of it, but this user just kept harassing me and pushing my buttons to the point where I started lashing back. And for the past week or so, I've been saying a bunch of embarrassing and nonsense posts, just arguing with this lunatic on the internet, and I ended up making myself look like a fool, and a few other Nintendo fans joined Cortex in lashing at me, and it just blows my mind seeing how Nintendo fans think that this is okay. I mean, from my experience as a Sonic fan, I've been bullied my entire life for liking Sonic, especially by these Nintendo fans, how they feel that Sonic fans are inferior to them. They think that Sonic fans are weirdos, Sonic fans are stupid, Sonic fans have no good taste in games, and I just don't understand why do Nintendo fans feel that they're entitled to talk trash on someone who has a different opinion than them? Now, I know I mentioned this already in my debunking video, but Sonic the Hedgehog is very special to me. When I was a child, I grew up in an abusive household where my father would constantly abuse my mother, and Sonic the Hedgehog was my only means of escape, as me and my neighborhood friend would always play on the Sega Genesis and play Sonic 1 and 2, and there were truly the happiest memories of my life. And aside from growing up in an abusive household, I also have autism. More specifically, I have Asperger's syndrome, which is a social disorder. So it was extremely difficult for me to make friends growing up, especially due to my parents divorcing, and I constantly had to move from neighborhood to neighborhood. I never really had any real friends until I entered college who I can go to for emotional support. For me, Sonic games were always my form of emotional support, and were able to help me block out negativity from having to change schools, from being bullied in school, from the civil war going on between my parents constantly going in and out of court. I mean, growing up it was madness, but I always had Sonic in order to help me through very tough and emotional times. And I carried this even into my adulthood when I became suicidal due to college stress and a number of other factors going on in my life, and I had to be taken and hospitalized in the psychiatric ward. I still had Sonic as my motivation to continue living and to continue going to college and pursuing my dreams of becoming a video game developer. In fact, again, that's one of the reasons why I'm going back to school, because I want to try again to become a video game developer, as I think I mentioned this before, but due to the difficulty of the computer science major, I had to switch to business administration, but now I want to give computer science another shot. The reason is because I want to someday create a video game that can bring joy and happiness to all people in the world, just as how Sonic has done for me. See, in regards to this whole death battle thing, I want to play video games to have fun, not to find points in video games to argue with people. So anyway, over the course of these past week or so, I've been arguing with this Dr. Cortex guy regarding the whole Sonic versus Mario debate, and Cortex and these other Nintendo fans were constantly bashing me and calling my debunking video trash, even though that they didn't even bother watching it. And not only that, but all these Nintendo fans are lashing at me, didn't even have any videos of their own. So, I mean, again, it was just nonsense internet trash talking, but I ended up taking it to heart, and it affected me on not only an emotional scale, but also a mental scale, as the other day I actually had a mental breakdown and I had to call my counselor because I couldn't focus on my schoolwork, as I was constantly thinking about Cortex and all the other mean comments that these Nintendo fans left me. And it was also affecting my ability to work at my job, as I constantly found myself daydreaming, trying to figure out ways how to counter-argue these people's claims and to defend my hero Sonic. But the thing is, I'm an adult now. I can't live my life obsessing over Sonic. Yes, he saved my life once. He was there for me to shield me from the pain of my father abusing my mother. He was there for me to fill the void of loneliness when I had trouble making friends due to my social disorder. And he was there to bring me happiness when my parents were constantly going to court against each other during the civil war in my family. And he was there to give me the motivation to continue living when I was suicidal and became hospitalized when I was in college. But I'm an adult now, and I have to grow as a person and figure out who exactly I am. I need to learn that there's more to life than just Sonic, and there's also more to me than just Sonic. Anyway, it really does hurt me to see all this hate that Sonic and his fandom gets. I mean, there's hate all over the internet. I can't go 5 minutes on YouTube without seeing a video that's either bashing the Sonic franchise or bashing the Sonic fandom. It's just flat out ridiculous. Why do we get hated so much just for liking a little blue hedgehog? And from what I've seen, a lot of this hate does stem from Nintendo fans constantly comparing the quality of Mario games to Sonic games. And I mean, I guess that's just why I took this death battle kind of personal, because back in 2011, when Death Battle made Sonic win against Mario, it felt like for once we finally had a victory against Mario. For once we could say that there's something better about Sonic than there is about Mario. But then, of course, they had to do a rematch, and they had to make Sonic lose to Mario. I mean, the thing is, I wouldn't be that salty about just the simple fact of Sonic losing to another character. It's just that they had to make Sonic lose to Mario. It always has to be Mario. And it just upsets me. And as a matter of fact, I just realized a new Sonic game came out today, Team Sonic Racing, and because I'm so busy studying calculus, this is probably the first time in like years that a new Sonic game came out that I didn't pre-order it because I just don't have the time to play it right now. But I am absolutely 100% sure, in a lot of these game critics reviews, they're going to compare Team Sonic Racing to Mario Kart and give it a lower score than Mario Kart, and in their review they're probably going to mention something along the lines of it's not Mario Kart, but it's a decent game, and that's if they're being generous, since I know that these game critics love to bash on Sonic. So again, like I mentioned in my debunking video, the gaming community, especially on YouTube, is just flat out toxic and hateful, and I just can't deal with it anymore. I need to get away from it and just focus on doing soul searching and discovering who I am as a person. And I do have to admit, once upon a time, the toxicness of the game community got to me, to the point where I was just so fed up with Nintendo trolls constantly bashing me for liking Sonic that I became a troll myself and started bashing Nintendo fans for no reason. And I have to say, in the end, it just left me feeling even worse than before. So I'm sorry, but I just need to get away from this hateful platform. It's just too toxic. It's affecting my ability to work and also my ability to study. I'm really ashamed of those days, and I never want to go back there. But seeing this Dr. Neil Cortex guy, I'm wondering if maybe he may be going through something really painful right now too, and that's the reason why he's lashing on all these Sonic fans and trolling on all these death battle videos, because it's not just the Mario vs. Sonic death battle video that I've seen him on. I've seen him on other death battle videos too. And there's a little saying, hurt people hurt people. So I'm just thinking maybe Dr. Neo Cortex is going through some hurt, and maybe some of these other Nintendo fans who are attacking me are also going through hurt. So I decided to leave a kind message on the Ganondorf versus Bowser death battle video. That's where I last saw Dr. Neo Cortex arguing with people. I decided to leave a nice comment on him saying that I'm sorry for arguing with him and calling him names and whatnot. I don't know if he's going to accept my apology and be kind about it, or if he's just going to call me a loser and say that I gave up on defending Sonic and arguing with him. I really don't care. I'm doing this more so that I can move on from this death battle nonsense and just continue on with my life. So I did also want to briefly touch up on some of the comments by these Nintendo fans that kind of bothered me. I mean, not so much the comments, but just the mindset of some of the stuff Cortex and some of these other Nintendo fans have said that I just can't seem to wrap my head around. A lot of these Nintendo fans literally say that Mario is on a multi-universal level because of some of the feats that he's done in the Mario and Luigi Dream Team game. Now, I have to admit, I haven't played this game as I'm just not that interested in Mario games. To be honest, I'm just never really that interested in Mario. I always was amazed by Sonic's ability to mix cartoony designs in a realistic setting, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why I like Kingdom Hearts so much as well. I always just found that combination fascinating, but the Mario franchise is just so childish and cartoony that it was just never really my cup of tea. So I have to admit, I haven't played Mario and Luigi Dream Team myself, if that's what the game is called. Again, I'm probably gonna mention some names wrong here if I bother some Nintendo fans. I don't really care, but anyway. They say that Mario is on a multi-universal level because he defeated Z Keeper and Dreamy Bowser, as that's what a lot of these Nintendo fans seem to have as their counter argument when I was arguing in the death battle video, and I just have to give my thoughts on that. So first of all, I hear people saying that they believe Mario is universal because he defeated Z Keeper, who was, from what I've been told, at a universal level. Again, I didn't play the game myself, so I'm not sure if that's true, but they say that just because Mario defeated him, that makes Mario universal, which doesn't really make sense to me, because we've never seen Mario, to my understanding, being able to destroy a universe, so that makes no sense to me. And on top of that, Mario had the help from Dreamy Luigi in order to take down the Dream Keeper. So it's not like Mario defeated the Z Keeper on his own. So again, that's another thing that we have to factor in. And aside from that, you have to keep in mind that Mario and Dreamy Luigi were battling in the Dream World, so that's throwing a whole bunch of other contradictions in there in terms of power scaling. And people also claim that Mario is faster than light because he's faster than Bowser, who in one game was able to outrun a small black hole, and he was able to dodge the Dream Keeper's attack and keep up with the Dream Keeper when he was traveling through different dimensions. So first of all, about that Bowser black hole thing, people say that Sonic's slower than Bowser because Bowser could outrun a black hole while Sonic couldn't. So first of all, the black hole that Sonic had to outrun was immensely bigger than the black hole that Bowser, quote-unquote, outran. And on top of that, when Sonic was trying to outrun the giant black hole that was able to swallow up an entire space station, he was also had to deal with the platform in front of him collapsing, so again, there wasn't that much space for him to run on. And again, regarding the whole Zkeeper thing, again, I may be wrong here, I didn't play the game myself, but people claim that the Zkeeper can go at light speed because he's able to travel through dimensions, but again, it's never stated from my understanding that the Zkeeper is able to travel through dimensions because of his speed. In the actual boss fight, we see Starlo say that the Zkeeper has the power to open dimensions, or to open tears in dimensions or something. So again, the Zkeeper's using his power to go through dimensions, not his speed. And on top of that, it wasn't Mario who was catching up to the Zkeeper, or who was chasing after him, it was giant Dreamy Luigi. And even aside from that, Dreamy Luigi, when he's in the warp, or time rift, or dimension rift, whatever you want to call it, Dreamy Luigi isn't actually able to keep up and catch the Zkeeper. Dreamy Luigi waits for the Zkeeper to come towards him, and then that's where Dreamy Luigi makes his counterattack. So I really don't understand how these people believe that Mario is faster than Sonic. Well, first of all, I don't understand how people can say Bowser is faster than Sonic. That just makes no sense to me. These Nintendo fans believe Bowser is faster than light, and because Mario's faster than Bowser, that puts Mario faster than light? I don't know, I just can't understand the logic of some of these Nintendo fans. And then we have the Dreamy Bowser thing, which is a whole nother can of worms. So what this Cortex guy and these other Nintendo fans have said is that Dreamy Bowser has the power of 1 billion universes or something, and which makes him multi-universal. And I mean, from what I read, I couldn't find anything that supports that. And from the actual boss fights, I couldn't find anyone mentioning that Dreamy Bowser had 1 billion universes at his disposal. But for devil's advocate, let's just say he does. Because again, I never played the game myself, so I could be wrong here. But just from what I've researched and seen, let's say Dreamy Bowser does have the power of 1 billion universes. When before the fight begins, Peach is able to use the power of good thoughts to break the Dreamy Stone. And my question here is it Dreamy Bowser who's stated to have 1 billion universes, or the Dream Stone? Because if it's the latter, then we have to throw out that 1 billion universes feed out, because Bowser was only able to suck up a few fragments of the Dream Stone. So that alone wouldn't give him the feat of having 1 billion universes under his control. Even if that was the case, let's say if Dreamy Bowser did have 1 billion universes at his disposal, in the actual fight, he doesn't really show anything on a multi-universal level. I mean, he's still doing the same fire breathing and stomping around. I mean, if he really did have 1 billion universes at his disposal, why couldn't he just make a sun appear and vaporize Mario and Dream Luigi? It doesn't make any sense to me. But again, I didn't play it, so I guess I could be wrong, but whatever. And again, Mario had the help of Dreamy Luigi, the Zkeeper, and Starlo to defeat Dreamy Bowser, from what I've seen. So again, that's not a fair feat. Even if Dreamy Bowser was multi-universal, that's not a fair statement to say that Mario's multi-universal, because he had help in order to defeat Dreamy Bowser. And aside from all that, didn't Death Battle make a note saying that Sonic defeating these great gods of destruction such as Solaris and Time Eater doesn't put him at an omnipotent level? So why are these Nintendo fans saying that beating Dreamy Bowser puts Mario at a multiverse level. That's not a fair statement. And on top of that, even if we were to say that Mario beating Dreamy Bowser makes Mario just as powerful as Dreamy Bowser, I'm still fairly certain that Solaris would outclass Dreamy Bowser. The reason for this is because Solaris was described as an eternal sun god with the power to transcend time and space. He was also quoted to have the ability to eat dimensions for lunch. So all those billions of universes Dreamy Bowser had, that would just be nothing but an all-you-can-eat buffet for Solaris. And not only that, but he can exist in more than one place at once. He can exist in the time, present, and future. And again, it was stated that if Sonic and the gang didn't defeat Solaris, then he would expand to other timelines and consume all of time as we know it. And on top of that, because Solaris was formed with the fusion of Mephiles, Iblis, and the Chaos Emeralds, Solaris would also have the ability to hop dimensions. So again, that would not only place Solaris at a multiverse level, but also at a god tier level. So if you're telling me that Mario beating Dreamy Bowser with the help of Dreamy Luigi, Z-Keeper, and Starlo places Mario at the multiverse level, then wouldn't that place Supersonic at a god level? Because Supersonic was able to defeat present-day Solaris on his own. So that'll put Supersonic at a far greater level than Mario, even if we factor in all the Mario and Luigi Dream Team feats and push aside the fact that Mario had outside help to defeat the Z-Keeper and to defeat Dreamy Bowser. And again, we've never even seen Mario, from my understanding, demonstrate the power to even destroy a planet, let alone the whole universe. Now, we did see Sonic in Sonic Unleashed literally be used as a battery to power Eggman's massive weapon from space to break up the Earth. That proves that Supersonic is a planet buster, and the 7 Chaos Emeralds have been shown time and again to have the power to destroy planets. But we've never really seen Mario perform anything of this caliber. And again, I often see Mario fans bring up all these technicalities, saying that Bowser was able to survive a universal black hole in Mario Galaxy, and Mario defeated Bowser, so therefore Mario is considered a universal black hole buster, which again doesn't make any sense to me. Now, yes, Bowser survived a universal black hole, but it's not exactly like he tanked it. The black hole defeated Bowser. He was unable to fight after he was sucked up by the black hole. Now, if Bowser was able to survive the black hole and continue fighting Mario in the same game, then I'd see where you're coming from. But Bowser survived the black hole because this is Mario we're talking about. From my understanding, no one ever dies in the Mario universe. Bowser survived the black hole because of plot armor. Nintendo needs Bowser in the next game. Nintendo would never actually kill off Bowser. For all we know, at the end of Super Mario Galaxy 1 or 2, whichever game it was, after Bowser was sucked up by the black hole, he could have been put in critical condition until the next game. And again, if we're using that technicality, then I can argue that regular Sonic has the power to not only survive black holes, but also to be a black hole buster, because at the end of Sonic Colors, we see Eggman in his Eggmobile get sucked up by the black hole, and he survives. You know what that means, right? Eggman has been able to build machinery that is more durable than the destructive power of a black hole. And Sonic is able to destroy that machinery on a daily basis. And the black hole that Sonic was running from was expanding at a catastrophic rate, to the point where it probably would have sucked up the universe as well. So by that logic, I can say that Sonic is a universal black hole buster as well. But again, we're using major technicalities here. And again, I can go on and on using these Nintendo fans' logic. If you're going to tell me that Mario is multi-universal because he defeated Dreamy Bowser, then I can say that Super Sonic can destroy universes just because he defeated Solaris, and I can also say Super Sonic can time travel as well because at the end of Sonic 06, Super Shadow and Super Silver had to time travel to the past and future to defeat Solaris, and then time travel back to present day. And then I can also say Super Sonic has no time limit because any villain that uses the Chaos Emerald has no time limit in the actual gameplay. That the whole 50 rings thing is just purely a game mechanic. I know a lot of Nintendo fans love to use game mechanic as an excuse when I find a weakness of Mario. So then I could say the same thing about Super Sonic. He has no time limit. The 50 ring thing is just a game mechanic. So, I mean, again, this is just ludicrous. And Sonic was able to survive being inside of a giant black hole. Now, it's true that the Wisps did get him out, but we don't exactly know how long Sonic was in that black hole for. When Sonic is captured by the black hole, the game kind of cuts, and we go straight into a cutscene. We don't know how long Sonic was in the black hole for. It could have been a second, or it could have been a few hours. We don't know. The point is that Sonic does have the durability to survive being in a black hole. While Mario, on the other hand, in Super Mario Galaxy, whenever you fall into a black hole, Mario instantly dies, and people may argue that's a game mechanic, but also keep in mind at the end of Super Mario Galaxy 1, when Bowser's molten planet turns into a massive black hole, the Lumas, thousands of Lumas, save Mario from the black hole. Mario never enters the black hole. I know a lot of Mario fans say that Mario can survive a universal black hole, but again, that's not true. That was never proven. Mario was on the brink of a universal black hole, but the Lumas protected him. If Mario really could survive a universal black hole, then the Lumas would not need to protect him now, would they? I feel like when I'm arguing with Cortex and all these other Nintendo fans, I feel like I'm arguing with a wall, to be honest. Everything I say just goes in one ear and out the other, and all I hear is Z-Keeper this, Dreamy Bowser that, and it's just annoying, and I'm so tired of arguing about it. I really don't care anymore if these people think that Mario would win in a fight against Sonic, and I really shouldn't care, because just because a character can win a fight against another character, that doesn't mean that the character is better or anything. Like Superman, for example, I'm sure he could defeat Mario and Sonic together with his arm tied behind his back and blindfolded. Does that make Superman a better character? Of course not. I mean, I personally don't like Superman because, well, it's not that I don't like him, I just don't care for him. Well, number one, because I'm not too big on superheroes, so it's just never my thing. And two, if a character is invincible and can beat anybody, then what's the point, and how do you even tell a story like that? And again, that's probably one of the reasons why I like Sonic more than Mario, because Mario's universe is just so silly and cartoony. I have no interest in it. I've outgrown this franchise. while Sonic at least tried, especially during the adventure era, tried to tell stories with a serious tone. Sonic is more story-driven than Mario, and he deals with a lot of darker themes, such as in Sonic Adventure 2, the experimentation of eternal life, or a global homicide, which was Dr. Gerald Robotnik's evil hidden plan behind Space Colony Arc, or the concept of bringing the dead back to life, which was the concept of the Solaris Project in Sonic 06. I mean, I really enjoy when Sonic tries to tell serious stories. Unfortunately, they don't do that all that much anymore. They've decided to take a page out of Mario and make Sonic be taken less seriously and just tell stories in a silly cartoon universe, which I don't care too much for, but to each his own, I guess. So I guess that's the end of my little rant about what some of these Nintendo fans said to me regarding this whole Mario vs. Sonic debate. I really don't care anymore, and I've grown tired of caring. I just want to put this whole death battle behind me. If anyone's out there, if you think Mario could beat Sonic in a fight, that's fine. I really don't care anymore. So yeah, anyway, I guess one final message to my awesome subscribers. So, I'm gonna be taking a break from YouTube, but one day I do want to come back and make more videos. The thing is, up till now, I've just really, for the most part, been doing live streams and let's play of video games, and I guess I was getting discouraged because my channel was never really growing that much. But here's the thing, doing live streams and doing let's plays of video games, anybody can do that. Anybody. That's why I want to do some soul searching. I want to go back to college, and I want to develop a skill where I can do something that only I can do. That's not... Because, I mean, again, anyone can play a game, but I want to do something that only I can do that'll help get my YouTube channel some attention. Such as, I was heavily inspired by a guy called Yandere Dev. I know there's some controversy about him, but I was heavily inspired by how he was able to take this little indie game and turn it into this big internet phenomenon, especially among the anime fandom. So I would like to do something like that. Again, that's one of the reasons why I'm going back to college. But aside from game development, I also thought it would be cool to learn about 3D animation, and like maybe I could make an animated series of my little otaku hedgehog character interacting with Sonic fans. I mean, not Sonic fans, but the other Sonic characters. I always thought that would be a cool idea. But yeah, anyway, I need to do some soul searching. I need to get away from the negativity of YouTube and figure out what exactly I can do and only I can do. Now, keep in mind, I may come back and post videos every now and then, but if so, they're just going to be probably small gameplay clips of me playing a game or something. They aren't going to be like 3-hour streams, or certainly not any more debunks, that's for sure. But yeah, in the meantime, I do want to start creating a little blog, journaling my journey of self-discovery, and also my time in college, going through a second round of college and majoring in computer science and whatnot. I'll probably post that on my Facebook page or something, and I'll leave the link down below. I'm gonna try, we'll try for maybe a monthly entry for now, but, well, actually, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. The point is that I plan to do a blogging series where I'm gonna, like, journal my little soul-searching adventure and college adventure, and I'll probably be doing it on my Facebook page, so I'll leave a link down below. So you guys can stay in touch with me there. And I guess that's all I wanted to say in this video. Again, it just baffles my mind how these Nintendo fans can think that leaving someone such rude and toxic and just downright hateful comments is acceptable, and yet Sonic fans are considered the jerks, Sonic fans are considered the weirdos, Sonic fans are considered the toxic community. I just don't understand, and honestly, I don't care to understand. I'm just so tired of this negativity. I need to get my life together. I love Sonic the Hedgehog to death, but I understand that I need to learn that there's more to life than just Sonic. Oh yeah, that's true. I also want to mention, when I decide to come back to YouTube full-time, I do want to restructure my channel, or possibly make a new channel, as I currently have the name Otaku Hedgehog as my username, but I've come to realize that I'm too vulnerable with this name. I love Sonic to death, but I want to come up with a new persona, a new identity that's more neutral and that won't leave me as a target for bullying. So, yeah, I'll probably mention that in my blogging, that I'll be thinking up of some new usernames for my online persona. So yeah, thanks again guys for listening. You guys are the best. And again, even though I'm blocking myself from YouTube, you can still catch me on my Facebook page where I'll be blogging. And also as a heads up, next month is the Sonic Revolution. You guys will be able to catch me in the live stream, since I'm going to be in charge of the live stream again, so look forward to that. Anyway, I'm going to be at Fanime this weekend with my college friends, so hopefully that should cheer me up and help keep my mind off this Sonic vs. Mario death battle nonsense YouTube drama. So yeah. Anyway, thanks again guys for listening. You guys are the best. I love you all, and I hope to see you guys again. Bye-bye.